Hi and welcome back to Wappler Unwrapped. In this lesson we're going to be creating a home page and a menu. I know we sort of part way through the security side of the website, but it has occurred to me that if we don't start looking at creating a basic home page and a menuing system, we're going to have to backtrack and change a lot of the code within the security to change the redirects, because it will involve quite a few redirects. So we're going to create a very basic home page and a very basic menu at this stage. So we're in our file manager. We're going to create a file within the admin area still, and we're just going to call that index.php. Let's open that up. Let's add our frameworks as always. Bootstrap CDN. And let's create a container, and then I'm going to create a second container after. The reason is that this first container is going to contain the menu, second container is going to contain the text of the home page, which in this case is going to be very basic. We'll just pop a paragraph in there, and we'll just say find my student digs admin panel. Tab out of that. We'll run a column in the header, and then obviously the next thing we need to do is add some sort of navbar. So we're inserting as a child a navbar. We could create it from scratch. I'm just going to use one of the pre-created ones because they're pretty good. We're going to have a brand plus menu, and the menus to be set to the right. Save that. Okay, there's our basic menu already set up. First thing I'm going to do is just change the text of that. Come on. It's a bit small to catch sometimes. And this is going to be find my student digs admin. And while we're busy, let's just give that a link. Actually, it's already got a link, hasn't it? We're just going to send that to itself. The reason for that will become apparent very soon, as we will be using this menu out throughout the system, so we will need that link. Let's save that. Okay, it's an admin menu. We're not going to use an about. We're not going to use a contacts. Home is going to be, surprise, back to our index.php page. What we need to do now is create the menu that would deal with the university side of things that we've already created. So after that nav item, we're going to have to put a drop-down menu. So let's insert after a nav drop-down. There we are, it's already created. If you control click on that, it will show you the contents of that. I think on an Apple it'll be command click, control click, I assume on Linux as well. So we can now rename these options here. We'll start with the very top one. This is going to be our university menu. So we'll just have that as university. I'm just going to control click again. Our first one is going to be university list, and that is going linked to our university PHP script. Our next action is going to be university paged, which will link to our paged query. Then the very last one is going to be university map. And we'll link that to Unimap 2 if I recall. Okay, let's save that. What's that going to look like in a browser then? Let's open in browser. There we see we have this homepage link and another homepage link here. And if we drop university, our university list will take us to the full Bootstrap list of universities with the search bar. Our university page will take us to our 25 item paged query, and our university map will take us to our university map from which we can create those links. So all we need to do now is really add that menu to all of our pages, and that's really easy to do within Wappler. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight the container which contains that menu, and then I'm just going to move that to an external include file. So I want to move the whole container in, and we're just going to call that, let's call it header. Save that. Now it'll look exactly the same, but in this particular occasion we have this completely externalized. We'll see now that code has gone. We just got this include header, and if I open the header file, there we can see that we have the header code. Okay, so everything's nicely saved. Now what we can do is we can start to add that menu to our other pages. So let's start with University PHP. We need to make sure right at the start, before our previous containers, and then we're going to add server-side include. It's a PHP include, and that file we're going to add is in our admin area. Notice my deliberate mistake. That should be header.php, shouldn't it? Header.php. We'll just do that again. Okay. We're obviously going to have that problem now within our index.php page, because that should read header.php. Excuse me, I'm just editing and directly. We could have done it just as easily down here. We see that it has been reflected down there. Sorry about that. Let's just save. Oh, okay, so what's the next one? We're going to using university paged. Again, we're going to be just adding that server-side include in there. And that server-side include, PHP include, and it is again header PHP. Save that. What else? We have our Unimap, server-side include, PHP, and our header. Save that. Now the only other one that I think we need to do immediately is we need to do the sorry, we've got a few, haven't we? Edit uni, and let's just again insert the menu into that. Header. We have the insert uni. So again, we can just add the menu into there. And this is why I wanted to create this menu now. Imagine if I'd left this for another 10 or 20 pages, it would start to become a bit of a pain. Just while I'm there, because that looks a little bit tight, I'm just going to add a little bit of a padding to the top of there, just to pull that down a little. So easy to do in Wappler, these changes. Really is an incredible piece of software. New user. Again, we can add our server-side include in there. And I think that's, at this stage, probably everything. Obviously, the login screen, we're not necessarily going to give them, let's give them the opportunity. A logged in user might accidentally click on login, so let's just give the opportunity to be able to use the menu from that point as well, because obviously the security restrictions I'm going to put on will stop people trying to bypass the security system and get into pages that they shouldn't be in. Well, that was a few saves. Okay, so let's go back to our index. Let's just view that in the browser. Let's go to our university list. We can go back to home. We can go university page. We can go to university map. And if we go to our edit university, we've also got our menu still here. We'll start adding in the security side of things for login, etc. One we've obviously seemed to have missed is the ability to add that new university in. So I'll just quickly do that, and then I think we're about the time to call it a day. So let's open now. We're dealing with header PHP. We've got our drop-down menu. Let's just add another drop-down item here. After a drop-down item, and that's going to be add new university. And that's going to be the insert uni routine. Just to prove that works okay, we're just a little bit. It would help if I actually opened the right script. I've opened the header as opposed to the index. My apologies. Let's open that up in a browser. We now have add new university, and that takes us to the new add new university screen. Okay, so that's our basic menu added, and we'll be building on that as we go through the system. So I'm going to call that an end, and we're going to, actually I'm just going to give that a home page or admin page, because I keep forgetting to add those page properties, page titles in. Okay, we've done that now. I'm going to call it a day. Hope to see you in our next lesson, which will be back to the security side of things. And thank you for visiting Wappler Unwrapped.